Hi, thank you for watching a video blog. Today from Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So one thing that I noticed is when I talk with Dutch people about their immigration policies, is that they seem to be a little bit, out of touch with reality. Now, I am not a pro-immigration type. I am more for, of course, starting small communities and that people can have their own place on this earth, their own specific place where they derive from and where they just can continue to live. There's enough space for all of us, and we don't need to move thousands and thousands of miles to be able to even live. That shouldn't be necessary. But when I talk with a civilized person, somebody that is supporting the civilized system, you can clearly see that they're a little bit out of touch with reality. They want to maintain civilization, but on the other hand, they do not really endorse larger families. They say no more immigration, but on the other hand, they want to have their luxurious life. They want to have everything what they have now, and they want that to grow. They want more. They don't say, hey, let's scale down our economy. Let's live simpler, more self-sustaining, self-sufficient. They don't say that. They say we want to even grow that economy, and we want to continue growing, removing ourselves more and more away from nature. That's what they desire. Because I don't know a lot of people in the Netherlands that say, hey, let's move out of our large house, let's build a plot of land with a group of people, build some simple log houses on it, and become self-sustaining. Have some chicken, have some goats. Avoid this life of luxury. They are not doing that. So means that they support their way of living. They complain about immigrants doing jobs now, and they see their neighborhoods changing. Yeah, I see also that happening. But it's a consequence of civilization. If you want to live civilized, then that's what is going to happen. Because for what I've seen, every time a country gets more civilized, the birth rates decline. Doesn't matter where you are on the earth, every country that becomes more civilized has a plummeting birth rate, mostly under replacement levels. You can watch my videos about all the birth rates that are dropping in many countries on my channel. I'll leave a link in the description, you can check it out for yourself. So if you support civilization, you support small families or dinks, double income, no kids. And in that way you support also immigration. Because you need immigrants, you need workers to maintain civilization. Unless you have birth rates that are far beyond replacement levels. But I don't see any civilization doing that. You can have here in Dubai one of the wealthiest civilizations, and they're also under replacement levels. A lot, not a little bit, but a lot. So they need to import a lot of workers from Bangladesh, from Nepal, I don't know, many countries. And they do all the work because there's just not enough Emiratis that are born and that can do the job. Of course, you can say maybe they don't need to do the job, but okay, that's something else. But you see in the Netherlands, that people avoid this whole issue of immigrants doing all the work. Because, for example, if I'm flying from Amsterdam, Schiphol, Amsterdam, I can see immigrants doing the hard work. They put the luggage in the airplane, they walk over the strip, doing the hard work, damaging their bodies just to make sure that your luggage is arriving here in Dubai so that you can have your holiday. And that is what Dutch people want. They want to live a life full of luxury. And yeah, that comes with a price. And yeah, it's just the way it is. The immigrants are needed because Dutch people aren't having big families anymore. Many are single and childless and they want to stay that way so that they can travel. When you then say, hey, yeah, that's what is happening if you don't have big families, then yeah, someday you need immigrants. You saw this happening in the 1960s when birth rates dropped dramatically. You can see that immigration also exploded, the need to have workers. It wasn't that the Dutch didn't want to do this work, it was just there weren't any Dutch to do the work. It's just what happens in civilization. You are depending on others because your own population is plummeting. Your own population will disappear slowly, sometimes mostly quickly, because civilization is somehow creating small families. Civilization has as a consequence that people aren't creating large families. It's just a consequence of civilization. It's always been. When people get a little bit of luxury in their life, they immediately start to scale down the family size so that they can have more luxury for themselves. So if you are Dutch, don't complain about immigration unless you have a large family of 12 children. Then you can maybe complain. They could say, hey, I'm having a lot of children and there's immigration, but mostly these people are not even bothered by immigrants. They know that it's not about that. They're self-sustaining, self-sufficient and out of civilization. You don't need to connect to civilization. By the way, mostly these people are also very kind. Like personally, I don't have anything against immigrants. I am not pro-immigration, but that's more because I want immigrants also to have their own home and their own place. I think it's important that they have their own home countries. But that's something for another topic. So it was for today from Dubai, United Arab Emirates. I say thank you for watching and see you next time.